Hey everyone, it's Dominic, the Primetime Treasure Hunter. I am here at the Syracuse International Airport, ready to board a flight to Chicago, where I am going to meet up in person for the first time with Pete, the Craigslist Hunter. The Craigslist Hunter, Primetime Treasure Hunter. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. Should be there in about 2 hours. All right, well, just got off the plane and heading over to baggage area, and I'm going to contact Pete, and he's going to pick me up, and we will meet for the first time. So, looking forward to it. So I'm waiting here for my luggage, and everyone's luggage comes practically except mine. And I was thinking I was cursed again with technology issues, but I think mine might be coming finally. I mean, practically everyone else is gone. That really would have stunk, being stuck here without any luggage. But I think this is it. Yes, and in case you are wondering, the Primetime Treasure Hunter does go around with a Pluto luggage tag. I am holding Mrs. Primetime fully responsible for the rainbow pom-pom. All right, well, it's time to call Pete and get picked up and finally do this meetup. This must be his secret pickup spot, Vestibule 3D. Now you know. There he is. We gotta get the meetup. We gotta get the meetup on film, man, for the first time. Good to see you, man. Thank you, man. A lot of people are looking forward to this, man.
Hey guys, what's up?
It's awesome. There we go.
All
right, we just want to get the meetup on film. There we go. We are both in frame. Primetime Treasure Hunter, Craigslist Hunter. I can't believe I'm sitting here. I mean, Pete, I remember when I was just getting started into, you know, getting more active again into eBay. I've been doing it for a long time, but I wanted to jump back into it. And I told you this when I interviewed it on my channel, but people told me, you got to check out this guy, Craigslist Hunter. He's amazing. So I ignored it for the longest time because I thought it was just stuff that had to do with Craigslist.
Right.
And finally I tuned into an episode, and you were in a van like this driving around, and you were doing pickups and stuff, and I was hooked from when I saw what you were doing with posting ads on Craigslist back then. I know you're not doing so much of that anymore, but now to be sitting in this car, it's just crazy. Like, it's just amazing. I mean, just to show you like how great of a guy Pete is, this is 45 minutes from his shop, and he came out to pick me up. We're gonna go grab some lunch, but you know, I figured I'd just turn the camera on for a minute just to.
No biggie. Make sure I planned the trip too to come out.
Because
I had something else to do this way. So
that's right. That's Craigslist Hunter style. Like, I knew in the back of my head, I'm like, he's gotta have something else planned, like to go out there. There was some stuff in the bag. What did you grab?
Well, no, that actually I stopped on the way to when I was going to drop off the gold. Okay. The gold refinery, when I go, is right by the airport. Okay. So on the way to the airport, I stopped by my source to pick up the Weber stuff, and then I dropped off the gold, and now I'm here picking you up.
There you go. That's right. He's got some nice Weber stuff in the back. It's awesome. So I did promote this on Instagram. I let people know that we were meeting up, and on my Facebook group, and you know, I had some wise guy on my Instagram account tell me to say, tell Pete to stop saying he's from Chicago because Crystal Lake is too far from Chicago. You know, the stuff people say. You want to respond to that guy at all who says that?
What's his name?
I don't know. It's like Windy City something or whatever.
Well, then obviously he is from Chicago. I grew up all my life, pretty much all my life in Chicago, so I feel like I'm from Chicago. I'm a Chicago boy, and 90% of my deals are happening in Chicago.
That's right.
Just because the shop is 45 minutes away doesn't mean anything.
I mean, cut the guy a little slack, right?
Cut me some slack. Right. Suburbs are so big.
Right. I mean, I say I'm from Syracuse, but outside of Syracuse, I'm really in a suburb called Baldwinsville. So, I mean, you know, you just say you're kind of from the city that's nearest to you.
If I'm gonna say I'm from, you know, a town called Algonquin, are you gonna know?
Right.
If I'm gonna say Crystal Lake, are you gonna know? Crystal Lake you might know because that's Friday the 13th. Is that actually where? I don't think so. No, it's got, but people might think that, right?
Yeah, we should go visit Jason.
We should go visit Jason. But when you say Chicago, or you say New York, or Philadelphia, or Houston, people know right away exactly where you are. So simple, but
all right. Well, we were talking about some things with Google Hangouts going crazy. A lot of you know, who've been watching my channel lately, there's been some problems getting in touch with Hangouts, and so I said, you know what? Forget it. I'm just gonna fly over to the person. So I don't
do it live.
I don't have to worry about Hangouts at all. I'm right here in the flesh with Pete. So I don't know. Who knows what this date? I'm looking forward to seeing the shop. I'm sure Ruby will be there, right?
Ruby
will Vicky be there and Adrian?
Adrian is there today as well.
I'm looking forward to meeting them. So I got Pete some gifts, so we'll give it to him later. And just record like a little bit of interaction here and there.
Sure, little day vlog.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So all right. So signing off for now. We're gonna go grab some lunch. So one of the things we're talking about on the way to lunch is some of the reality TV shows that have to do with reselling, and one of them is Pawn Stars, and we're talking about the degree to which some of those are scripted. I still say, even if they are scripted, that you could still watch them and learn a lot of stuff about the items if you're trying to develop an eye for stuff. You agree with that?
I agree with that. Did you actually? I don't know if you had yesterday's video, title of my video. People watch too much Pawn Stars and American Pickers. It's funny when you say that, but absolutely, you can learn a lot. There's cool items coming in. It's always interesting. Yeah, it is scripted. I mean, what do you want to add to it? I got some cool story too from about 4 years ago about Pawn Stars. But
okay, well, the thing I was going to add to it is that I had found at an estate sale an old. It was a vintage map. I can't even remember the name of the company that made it anymore, but I got an email because I posted it on Instagram or whatever, and I got an email from somebody who saw it, and they said that they were a producer for Pawn Stars. So I asked them to prove it, because anyone could say that. They gave me a number, they sent me like official stuff, so I called up, I verified everything, verified the name. Person really worked for the company that produces Pawn Stars, and they told me that Rick Harrison was looking for these specific types of maps, and he wanted someone to come on the show and try to sell it to him. And what they told me was that they would have me come out there and they would have me try to sell it to him, but I didn't have to I didn't have to sell it to him if I didn't want to. Like, that part was the entire negotiation. All that they told me would be unscripted. The part that's scripted is that they're getting me in advance and they're having me come out there. I ultimately decided not to go because they wouldn't pay for me to go out there. So I wasn't just going to fly all the way out from Syracuse to Las Vegas to try to sell a map that I don't even know if I'm going to sell it. And then I'm going to pay for everything back.
How long ago that was?
That was about a year ago.
Okay. So I'll tell you my story from about more than actually 4 years ago. Now when I think about it, it's probably about 6-7 years ago.
Okay.
We had a Walter Payton jersey in my shop, signed by him, a jersey that he played in. Okay. In a phenomenal condition overall. And I contacted Pawn Stars about that jersey that I wanted to sell. We made all the arrangement, and guess what? Everything was negotiated before. We would then play it out on actual episode. We agreed on a price. The date when we scheduled for me to come out to have that filmed, which is, when I'm thinking about it now, was at least solid 6 years ago. I would have had to look at some stuff, but guess what? The day before, and I was gonna make a vacation out of this. So me and my wife had tickets. We were gonna go for like 3 days to Vegas, hang out, have a good time. Day before, one of the producers or a producer's assistant calls us and says we have to reschedule. Rick and the old man were doing some kind of tour in Singapore. They were doing some kind of signings and stuff. Says they're not back. They're not gonna be back for another week. We have to push this back. I'm like, I have the tickets.
No, that's terrible.
I'm coming out tomorrow. I'm like, you guys can't do this day before.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So of course we still went, me and my wife. We had a good time. I never called them back. I never contacted them. I just forget it.
Could people imagine right now how popular that episode would be in the reselling community if they knew that Craigslist Hunter was on Pawn Stars? That would be amazing.
Yeah,
that really would have been cool.
I guess I never thought about it that way.
That would be cool. So were you gonna sell it though?
I sold the jersey to somebody else.
Okay. But you were gonna sell it to
I was. We made an agreement.
Yeah, you got a price, right?
We agreed on a price,
Okay.
yeah, and it was going to be played out. And then when they blew me off, I just, ignored them too. So
there you go, inside baseball and Pawn Stars from Craigslist Hunter and the Primetime Treasure Hunter. All right, so we are gonna go grab some grub. Where people are gonna want to know, where did a Primetime Treasure Hunter and the Craigslist Hunter eat when they're hungry?
this is actually now they became a national chain. They
Okay.
got bought out a couple of years ago,
Okay.
and Portillo's is kind of everywhere.
Okay.
But they used to be known only in Chicagoland area, famous for their Italian beef and Italian sausage. So.
All right, we're gonna chow down right now. This place is pretty cool. Welcome to Chicago. Awesome. I love places like this. Just nice, all this wood all over. Look up top, it's pretty cool. I think I'm gonna head over in this line, order some things there. Let's stay away from the salads. We don't want that kind of stuff. Want some real food. All right, so I went with Pete's recommendation here. I got the Italian sausage with beef on top of it, layered with mozzarella and onions. We got some fries, and Pete, what'd you wind up getting there,
I
man?
just got Italian beef with sweet peppers.
Okay, looks
Yep.
pretty good, man. All right. All right, we just finished lunch. It was absolutely delicious.
Delicious.
Oh, it was awesome. Oh my God, I gotta go back there again. I think I'm gonna gain 10 pounds, 15 pounds during the time I'm in Chicago because I'm not gonna eat a single healthy thing while I'm here. It was great to have lunch with Pete, and one of the things and one of the reasons that I'm here is, just to pick Pete's brain because Pete is the master, and he just has so much knowledge.
Master of disaster.
Yeah, he's just so knowledgeable, and you got to be open to constructive criticism if you want to grow. And I was just very plain with Pete that I'm open to suggestions and things because I want to keep growing the channel. And he passed on some useful tips. I mean, one of the things I really need to improve is the audio. Get a camera with a wide-angle lens and some other things, but it was very useful. So thanks, Pete, for the tips. We're almost at the shop.
Yes, we are.
So pulling into the trading post pretty soon. Looking forward to it. When I was at Epcot, they have a place in Canada called the Trading Post, and some of you might have seen on Instagram, but I said that they should have a picture of Pete. They should have a picture of Pete in there. It's what the heck's going on, Disney World, right? So we are about to head into the Trading Post, and here's Pete's Weber score right there. Right there. That's my luggage.
It's a weekly thing.
That is the top brand for barbecue stuff, I'll tell you that much, so nice. Heading inside. Hey, what's going on, man? Hey. Oh, I remember seeing those big toys back there. This is cool. Oh, wow. It's so interesting to see the place that you watch on YouTube all the time. John Wayne, Marilyn Monroe. Go.
Say hi to
Hi.
Vicky.
Hi, Vicky. I'm sorry. I surprisingly.
This is my friend Dominic from Syracuse, New York. He just flew in today, so.
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel also, so the name of it is kind of in honor of Pete, Craigslist Hunter, Primetime Treasure Hunter. So, a lot of our fans are. I just sold this recently.
Really?
Yeah, I just sold that for like $50, sealed that exact same one.
That. I'm like
yeah,
50, 59.
yeah, it's about $50 piece. See, look at that! Look at that! I'm telling you, twins right there, the same item. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. So I want to show you Pete's lighting setup here that Vicky uses to take pictures and display stuff. I mean, this is really nice. Pete said he got this out of a dumpster. These
Well, you can buy
little
it.
white pieces here, but you could buy it and wear like probably Home Depot, Lowe's,
Home
that kind of
Depot,
thing.
Lowe's, yeah, all the home improvement stores would carry them. And this is like a plastic that it's kind of see-through because they put lights behind it to display different posters on top of it. This came out of JCPenney dumpster when they were redoing their store. So I think I brought like 8 or 10 of them,
Yeah, so he just built the sidewall right here, and as you can see right here, they're just using natural light. So no lighting kits, right, Pete, Vicky? No lighting kits?
No,
Nothing.
we used to keep lights here, but
Yeah, they don't need it. They don't need it because they've got nice natural light. Boom, right there. They don't even have to have a third wall, really, right?
Yeah, that's all
You
you need is that
just got right there. That's great. Hey,
Adrian.
Adrian.
Dominic.
Nice to
Hey,
meet
Dominic,
you.
nice
Nice
to
to
meet
meet you. Yeah, absolutely. Getting a little tour here.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Look
got
at-
to
look
get
at the
to
smile on
get
his
to
face. He's
get
so
to Milo there.
Milo's chilling, man.
It's awesome. Oh, nice little tabby cat. What's up, Milo?
This
How'd I
is
get to
Daniel.
Milo? Hey, Daniel. Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
Same here. Thanks. Did Pete give you a lunch break yet today?
Yep.
Yeah, he did? All right, that's good. Okay, so I'm going to give myself a little tour around the shop, and one of the things that I noticed here, if you saw one of Pete's recent videos, is that he basically got this huge score of tools, and so he's been selling them to other resellers, or he was in these little reseller packs. One of the things that he did really well with are these saw blades, particularly the bigger ones, like here. So that's kind of like a bolo item, a be on the lookout item, or large saw blades. You could do really well with those. But you can see here, he has just cases dedicated just to selling these tools, and there's like a whole tool area right behind here. Here he's got, you know, just older tools that he probably got at garage sales and other types of hauls. And it's just a whole big tool section here. Pretty neat. Okay, now right across from the tool section, there's lots of musical instruments, guitars, speakers, amps, drums, all sorts of stuff. You know, some of this stuff is just too big for him to ship out, you know, on like eBay or something. So this would be something that, you know, is good for just having a local shop for. Someone would just pick up like this, you know, a speaker for 165 or something like that. So this entire back wall is dedicated to televisions, all different types of electronic pieces. One of the things you should keep in mind is with these rectangular, you know, electronic pieces like the DVD and VCR combos. These are very, very hot sellers if you're new into reselling. Don't be scared of them because of the bulk. There's plenty of reasonable shipping options to get this stuff out. You know, even something big like this, you know, you could get this stuff out. I have some videos on my channel about that. Pete does as well in terms of how to pack these things up. There's parcel post, there's you know, through USPS, there's UPS, there's FedEx Smart Post, there's FedEx Home Delivery. There's lots of options, and you've got to play around with all the different options. Of course, you could have the you know, you could have the buyer pay for shipping. You don't have to do free shipping. There's lots of different options you have with big items like this. But you know, if you're looking into a new area to get into, these types of electronic pieces could really, really bring you a good return on investment. And for all the Craigslist Hunter fans, there is Ruby right there with a screwdriver in hand. I did not know Pete actually has Ruby doing work here at the shop, so that's pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm not gonna get super close because I don't want Ruby to clobber me with that screwdriver right there. So I just wanted to get that for all the Ruby fans right there. So does Ruby often like to pick up a screwdriver?
Yeah, she threatens a lot of people.
Oh, look at that. She looks like she's gonna come after me with that thing.
Yeah. It's a new habit she's picked up.
Oh my gosh. I mean, Pete just has so much stuff here. It's just crazy. Like, you know, this is just another back wall just dedicated all to Irwin tools. This whole entire area, you know, that's what's in it. So it's pretty easy to locate stuff in here and find stuff. I mean, he's got it pretty well compartmentalized. You know, everything seems to have kind of a theme. Like back here, there's all video game related stuff, you know. So, I mean, he sells pretty much everything. I mean, you know, there's paintings up top. You know, there's even some firearm stuff that he can't sell, you know, on eBay, obviously. So it's another advantage to having a shop or having a storefront. So, you know, there's just lots of stuff, lots of collectibles on top that, you know, I really gravitate to, and I like all these gumball machines and stuff, and just, you know, just miscellaneous items. So, you know, it's kind of cool. You know, there's just kind of like, there's some randomness to it too. It's not completely, you know, fully compartmentalized and in order, so that's good because you like to, you know, have a chance to like explore a shop like this and find some goodies and treasures, you know, here and there. Hey Milo, what's up, buddy? We got a lot of animal lovers at the Primetime Treasure Hunter YouTube channel, and I know Jessie Shops, for example, is a big cat fan, so she's going to get a kick out of seeing you. And Mrs. Primetime, by the way, is a big a bird fan, and that's another reason she would like Ruby. So just so you see the proximity here of Milo to Ruby right there, they're pretty close. Do they ever interact with each other?
Yeah.
They do?
Yeah. Before we open up, they'll frequently hang out on the counter here.
Really?
Yep.
So they're like buddies, huh?
Oh yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah, I was saying Mrs. Primetime is a big fan of birds like this, and she actually has one where she works, which is also named Ruby. So pretty interesting, huh? What a coincidence. Okay, so here's the DVD section. As you can see, there's a ton of them here. I mean, there's just, a whole section of this wall over here just dedicated to it. And if you turn around over here as well, you're just going to see a ton of them listed as well. That's another great thing about having a storefront. I mean, you could just, have this stuff here, have people come in, shop. He's got the Blu-ray DVDs all organized in this area, so everything is very easy to find. So regular DVDs are $1 and the Blu-ray DVDs are $3. So that's how he's got it priced. But very cool. He's got DVD sets and stuff. Jack Daniels coming back to bite me again. That's a long story. People who have been following me for a while know that. But there's a Jack Daniels thing. That's what I mean. Like there's some randomness to the collectibles. I like that he has that. He's just got these random collectibles like scattered all across the top shelves and stuff. Pretty neat. And once in a while he'll have like a just like a little section like this that's just dedicated to like some random collectibles and toys and stuff like that. Like this is all the stuff that I absolutely love. It's just, this stuff just gets me going. I really, really like this stuff. And there is clothing, if you were wondering about whether he sells clothes. I mean, he's very open about that. That's not a major thing that he does, but he will do the jackets. And so you could see that he does have a little section of jackets here as well. And they're priced, $30, $20, all different prices. He'll make a good profit on these here. He doesn't have to worry about taking measurements and listing them online or anything like that. And this is just a whole nother section.
Daniel said you missed the spot.
I missed the spot? What?
Are you filming every inch of this show?
No, I can't. I was telling everyone I can't film every inch because there's so much stuff, but there's these cool signs that you've got here. You've got like the, the brewery related signs.
And actually these 4 pictures right here, my daughter painted these.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they're really nice. Wow, what's the price on those? Oh, there we go. What? Was it $50 on them?
$30.
$30. Okay. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty neat. I was saying I like how I've noticed how you have a lot of stuff that's compartmentalized, but then there's also sort of a randomness to things as well, in terms of you never know when you're going to find like a random collectible or something like that, and like on the top.
Keep moving that around.
Okay.
Every time somebody comes in a month later, they think it's a new stuff because it's in a different location.
Very smart. You see the psychology of what he's doing? That's very, very, very smart. Awesome. Love it. Now, what did I miss? Did I miss a spot?
I'm sure you did.
I see these around a lot at sales, the Star Trek VHS ones. Yeah. These right here.
That's kind of dead stuff.
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
So.
But these DVDs now, for people who are watching, you've got them priced at $3 for the Blu-rays.
Blu-rays are $3.
Yep.
DVDs are $1.
Yep.
And it's all done on purpose to drive people in here.
Okay.
Because there's nobody else in the area that sells DVDs this cheap. So people will come in and they buy different stuff.
Right. So, I mean, they're not really truly even a loss leader, though, for you, right? Because you're still making money even off the dollar on them, right?
Yeah, we do. Because I pay 25 cents for DVDs when they come in. So
so people will, it's like a strategy. Get people in to buy that, and then they see something they like they like the sign or they like something else, and then...
And there's so much of DVDs that still come in every day, and they go out that we are always loaded with it,
Yeah.
I mean, but it drives traffic. There's people strictly that come here just to buy DVDs,
So if I came in with 10 random DVDs, what would you...
$2.50, man.
Okay.
That's all you get.
Okay.
Unless they're seasons or sealed,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Seasons we charge a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like a house, season number 2, we charge like $3 here.
Right. So. Yep, that makes sense. Okay. So this part here, this is more public space.
More,
right here.
Three more rooms.
3 more rooms open to the public. Okay.
So,
Pretty cool. I got to go into this one now. So Pete, this looks like stuff maybe you got from PetSmart.
no, I didn't dive.
No,
I didn't dive.
You
for
didn't
that,
get
no.
those there, no? Okay. Well, what about that aquarium tank there? or
No,
that
I
fish?
didn't dive for
No,
that
because I remember you pulled tanks out. You pulled a tank out that looked just like that once.
Yes, sir.
I remember that
This
video.
time, though.
Yeah. Oh wow, look at these. These are cool. Where'd you get these?
Actually, Adrian bought these.
Adrian, where'd you get these, man?
Lady brought them in, right? That was her husband's or something
Those
like
are
that.
beautiful.
And they're very cool.
I think people might be missing those though. Like, you know, they might. Like, I think if they were out there, they'd probably go.
Here's the problem.
Yeah.
No wall space anymore in this place. Very precious because
Yeah.
we got so many. So to find this much area in one area that you can put them all together, it's
Yeah.
harder. You'll see as you go to the next room
Right.
that wall space is very limited.
Okay. Yep. But he is making the most of it. That's for sure. Wow. Lots of signs. This is like a picker's paradise in here. My gosh, this is crazy. So cool. Just taking you through it and just reacting as I'm seeing it for the first time. This is the first time I've been in this room, and that other room too is the first time I've ever been in it. You could see he does do a lot with the alcohol related signs. So if you're new into this, alcohol themed clocks, anything alcohol related does well. He does a whole bunch of golf clubs. I mean, you name it, it's pretty much here. You know, one thing I have to ask him about, and I'm reminded of it seeing the Spider-Man too, is if he does anything with comic books, because a lot of you know that's my main area is comics, and so I'm curious to ask him that. I never asked him that question before. So this is like a lot of houseware kind of stuff. Again, a lot of stuff that's kind of bulky that, you're not going to probably ship out an air conditioning unit, right? Or, I mean, this microwave is a beast. Look at the size of this thing. My gosh. But, wheelchairs, again, this is the great thing about having a storefront is that, and even if you don't have a storefront, maybe you have like a big garage or a big shed where you could put a few of these things, and you could sell them on an online marketplace. But the good thing about this kind of setup for Pete is that he doesn't have to worry about, anything like that in terms of running out of room really and, in like a little shed or something. He's got so much space here. I mean, yeah, wall space is limited for displaying signs, but, he's got enough space to put so much inventory. In fact, we've got another room here. This is the room that we initially walked into. He's got some cool swords behind the glass cases. He's got some taxidermy stuff up here too. Just really cool tools hanging from the ceiling. I mean, these are all things that you and I have all watched, watching Pete's channel, and you kind of see it really quickly as he's walking through it. But, it's good to have like a little tour video like this because you could see it more closely. And this is a really, really cool piece right here. I love this. This is one of my favorite things that I've seen so far. $200 for that. Really, really cool piece. Let's see what else here. You also see there's going to be a lot of cigarette and tobacco related items. There's lots of advertising pieces like the Coca-Cola item up here too. Lots of old iron pieces and tools. Just a lot of stuff, a lot of vintage Coca-Cola stuff. I've seen a bunch of Coca-Cola stuff. Train related stuff does very well too. So train signs, I don't really care. Anything train related, especially if it has Pennsylvania on it, I'm definitely looking for it. Lots of lighting stuff. There's just so much stuff. Old typewriters, furniture too. Lots of furniture with these really cool drawers. Mrs. Primetime loves stuff like this, so she would really enjoy seeing pieces like this. She loves old typewriters too, so I'm doing this a little bit, for her. Give Mrs. Primetime a shout out as well. Just so much cool stuff here. This is looks like $150 for this thing here. So let's keep looking around. More signage. Got bottles I mean, the interesting thing about this, you know, you could see the toy trucks, all this stuff. You know, all these things, you know, except like some of the giant bulky things that I would just never sell because, you know, unless you have a shop, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. But a lot of these things that you're seeing here are things that, you know, I've shown on my channel before in terms of, you know, things to look out for. And, you know, that's the thing about being someone who, you know, likes to hunt for stuff and you have eclectic tastes, is that if you don't pin yourself into a certain category, well, you know, you just open up, you know, just so many potential horizons for, you know, for reselling and for inventory to come in, that it could really boost your profits. Okay, so, you know, Pete just came over, and one of the things I was talking about, Pete, to the audience is that, you know, if you have eclectic taste like you do, there's just so many different types of items and different classes of inventory that you have, you just open things up so much in terms of the types of profit that you can make and the things you could sell, as opposed to just limiting yourself into certain little niches and areas.
Yeah, I mean, niches are good if you really know a lot about them and you can be really an expert.
Right.
Now, if you are not an expert, then you got to do all kinds of little stuff. I tell you, I wouldn't be able to run this shop if I wouldn't have a selection that I have.
Right.
Because so many people will come here and this person is interested in this one and that. This one came in to buy a screwdriver but spotted something else and they bought something else. So it's if I would just have tools, for example,
Right.
that would be the only clientele coming in here.
Right.
Because I have so many different things.
Right.
It's not only entertaining for people to see stuff, but also potentially I can move some product to them because they spotted their interest. Oh, I like this. They buy it at a spot, you know? So that's why I have so many different things in the shop.
Yeah, and it really is like a treasure hunt, and I could tell you from...
In this room especially.
Oh, this room is amazing. I was telling everyone how incredible this room is. You should definitely come by and see it for yourself, and there's nothing like actually seeing it, but it really is fun, and I think it's pretty unique. I mean, there's no place like this in Syracuse, New York. I could tell you that 100%. I've been to all those shops. Nothing quite like this to this size.
But there's, you know, there's quite a bit of antique shops.
There's antique shops,
there, you know,
but not your prices are pretty reasonable, Pete. I mean, an antique shop.
The problem is, here's a little problem. I talk about this on my channel. That as cool as some of this stuff is, it's not super profitable in a way that it doesn't move as fast, right? So for me to have a room like this, I have to be okay with it that I dedicated this space, and the money that it's involved and tied up in this, that it's okay for me that I'm gonna make money on different stuff so this can sit. Because honestly, I will sell 50 items a day out of that first room that you were in, and I will sell one here. So,
it's like you've always said, and I love doing vintage, but if you like doing vintage, you could do well with vintage, but you have to have a lot of it.
You have to have a lot, and you have to be patient and willing to wait for the right buyer. I mean, simple.
Absolutely true.
This sells.
Yeah, this is like the bigger bulk room right here. And I remember, Pete, when you scored those right there, those big.
And I still have them.
Yeah,
but that was two semi-loads. So
you did move a lot of it. Yep.
Most of it is sold. It's still a little bit of left.
Okay, so what do we got back here? Yeah, this is the same kind of thing, right? This is
these are the toy boxes. For kids.
You got these from, was it a Toys R Us liquidation?
Toys R Us when they shut down last year. There was a warehouse in Kentucky that I bought out a couple truckloads. I did well on it. Would I do it again? Probably not as much, because it's taking a lot of room that I could put different stuff in here. And it's taking a little bit longer to move than I thought, but it's still profitable.
Yeah, I mean, now it's summertime, I would think that this is going to start moving more.
Exactly, that was one thing. You know, we sold quite a bit right before Christmas. And then from Christmas till now, it's been slow. But now when it got warm, like I had just a month ago, about 30 of these left. This is the last one. So as soon as it got warm, started, you know, moving that stuff.
Yeah, and there's a lot more in the corner too he's got. So it's amazing how much stuff. How many square feet is this place, Pete?
So the total square footage is 10,000 square feet.
10,000, okay.
But the area that I use for retail is about 6,000 and 4,000. We store it in the back. We'll go into the back room when we process eBay and stuff. You'll see it.
Okay. So Pete, I do my research. Didn't this place used to be a former Hostess shop?
Absolutely. 13 years. This was a bread store. Yeah. Hostess.
Okay.
And here I have the original signs here.
Okay.
From-
Oh wow, there you go.
Wonder Bread.
Yeah.
They're for sale. They've been here for 8 years.
Oh my gosh.
Why?
Yeah.
Because I'm asking $500 for each. That's why.
Yeah.
Nobody's buying.
Oh wow. So those were hanging up here somewhere, like?
They were actually. You can see outside. There's a light box.
Yeah.
They were originally outside, lit up to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Wow, little piece of history
outside
there.
stand, a little piece of history.
Yeah. How long was it a bread shop for? You know?
In this location, they were here for 13 years.
Okay.
Before that, it was a Napa auto parts store.
Okay. Do you know how old the building itself is?
So the front part of the building, it was built, I think, in 70s.
Okay.
And then this was add on in mid 80s.
Okay.
This warehouse back here. So
Okay. And you've had it for how long now?
I've been in this location now 9 years.
Wow. Okay.
So
Amazing.
we used to be down the street in a little tiny place.
Okay.
It was about 1,500 square feet.
Right. Hey, that's inspiration for everyone watching this, and just in terms of growing your business and stuff. You know, you start smaller, and then look what happened. I mean, this place is just.
Look what happened.
yeah,
Place is filled up with junk.
Yeah, I bet you get a lot of contractors that come
I
through
do.
here.
That's why I have a little bit of everything because
Yeah.
tools and stuff that is necessity sell. I
Yeah.
mean, a contractor needs a ladder, they come to me first before they hit Home Depot. So
And you probably have a lot of repeat customers too,
I
right?
do when
Yeah.
it comes to especially contractors.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Big Pete's shop is that I didn't even notice this until he pointed out to me. Look at the size of this coffee maker for 200 people. You said?
Well, yeah, you can make
Oh my
up to
gosh.
200 cups.
Wow.
So
Oh my
that's what they
gosh.
say. But there's stuff here that we were just talking with Dominic. That not everything here that I buy sells quickly and it sells, for good money.
Right.
I make mistakes all the time. I was just telling you about this power washer that I bought here.
Yeah.
That it's a commercial grade power washer, but it's electric, 1400 PSI. Well,
Yeah.
guess what? Really turns out guys really don't want that. They want the gas powered one, 3200 PSI.
Yeah.
I overpaid for this. I thought I did great. It's been here forever. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
not like everything is butterfly and roses, how you say it, or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and that's the thing about Pete, and for the very few people who are watching my channel who have not followed Pete, I mean, I'm gonna put a link down below to his channel, Craigslist Hunter. It sounds kind of crazy for me to say, but there are a few people, like there's maybe like one person who hasn't watched him yet, but go over because he is so 100% real with everything. Perfect example is that, just acknowledging, hey, I overpaid for something, and that's one of the things that people love about, Pete and his channel.
Business.
Yeah, it's just reality of it.
For sure.
If you were wondering where Pete's cameras are, where you're seeing people come up to the to the counter, I believe these are the ones up here, Pete, or am I wrong on that?
No,
Those ones up there,
security.
are those just security cameras?
Cameras are all the way around, everywhere. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the cameras that
They're everywhere.
okay.
They're everywhere, but the filming cameras
Yeah.
are obviously, that's
Yeah.
what we film. This is only for security. So
Okay.
About filming.
Okay, yeah.
So there's one in the front when you come in on the doors. There's one here. There's one there.
Okay. It even mentions YouTube.
Yeah, that mainly
Yeah.
for that reason. So
Yeah.
and if people have a problem with that,
Yeah.
they gotta let us know. Hey,
Right.
please don't film or don't put it on YouTube or whatever. But
Right.
but
Okay.
we inform people that
Yeah.
somebody comes back later and says, hey, you never told me. Hey, signs are everywhere.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So another really cool thing in here is Pete's silver button that he wound up getting from YouTube, which is a commemoration of Pete having 100,000 YouTube subscribers, and that is just a major accomplishment. It's a difficult thing to do. Pete's one of the only resellers that has accomplished
There's
that
more.
feat. No, I
There's
know.
more.
I didn't say the only, but one of the only. There's not many. There's a handful that have done that, and so that's great, Pete. Congratulations, man. So It's June 4th, 2019, and I just want to record this and say this because one day I want to go back and look at this, Pete, because I just crossed 5,000 subscribers, and one day I'm not going to stop until I get that silver button.
Should be there in a couple months.
Yeah, we'll see how long it takes. I'll be here 10 years from now, 20 years, I don't know, but whatever. We're going into the top secret area, guys. Top secret right here.
It's not top secret.
Oh yeah, this is the shipping room.
This is the shipping room. This
Oh
is
my
all
God.
the area when we store the stuff that it's listed online.
Oh, look at that bubble wrap there, man.
Yeah.
Wow. I need to see this room because I have a pretty small area that I'm doing my shipping, so it's always helpful for me to see
Gives you ideas.
to give me ideas. One of the things I did do, Pete, I even did a whole video on it in which I escaped box clutter by putting everything just like you have here on a storage shelf, just like this one.
Easy, organized,
Yeah.
very easy,
Yeah.
accessible.
Yep, very easy to access. I like that. So where do you keep your big boxes, like not the priority boxes
So
like
yeah,
that?
this is mainly priority here, although we got lots of bigger priority stuff here.
Okay.
But then the big boxes
Oh,
are
yeah.
always laying around here on
Yeah.
the bottom.
Yeah.
Because we do ship about 30 to 40% of big bulky items.
Yeah.
So we use this stuff all the time.
Yeah. And it looks like you're doing what I started to do, which is you got to break these things down, because if you don't break down those big boxes,
have to.
they will completely
Overtake your place.
Absolutely. That's what happened to me, and I had to break them down. Lots of styrofoam.
Styrofoam, these actually, friends of mine brought me these. It says Omaha steaks.
Yeah.
For very fragile items to ship,
Yeah.
you can pack nicely here and then put it in a box, and this will protect stuff really, really good. So
That's a good idea.
not only for steaks and crickets, it's also for shipping.
Yeah, my father-in-law, he sends me these Omaha steak things every year, so I like to use them for that as well. Perfect side use for that. Packing peanuts, you got a ton of those.
They're kind of everywhere
Yeah.
when you look.
Yeah, it's true.
Because
That's
they're
true.
bulky, so
Yeah. And the good thing about this system, Pete, is that and I've seen this in one of your videos or even a few of them, is that if you start, let's say, having it out like this so you could see it, if you start running out of regional A, I got to order that. It's time to reorder. Because a lot of people watching this who are new, they just have everything stacked up in kind of random places.
yeah, anytime, actually, that's a great point. Anytime we get to one that it's left,
Yes.
it's time to order. So like this is already, I know,
Yep.
original Bs are
Yep.
coming. This is going to be ordered next.
I am
Easy
this.
to spot.
Yeah, and I am the same exact way. As soon as I get to one whole unit left, that's when I will also order refills. You can't wait until you have 2 or 3 more, because you don't know, there could be a delay in shipping it out to you, and then you're stuck without the material. So you want to give yourself some lag time on that for sure.
So,
So we've got, it looks like this, Pete, is where you have a lot of your random smalls. These are all things that are listed. Are they listed? Because it says B3, B4.
everything in those bins is listed.
Okay, so a lot of people ask about an organizational system, and this is a perfect way to do it. I mean, look how much stuff Pete has listed, and if he needs to find it, I take it, Pete, like in your eBay listing itself, it'll say B2 somewhere on there.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, so then when...
So that means that's the row B.
Yep.
And then we add a number to it. So then
Yep.
let's say B3, I'm going to go right to that bin, and
Right.
that item is going to be in that bin.
Right, and you can see it's not just random things. He didn't call it X7. It actually makes sense. It has order. This is row A, like he said. This is row B. This is row C, and then it goes in numerical order. Everything has a system, and when you are, systematic and organized, that's how you're going to prevent losing stuff when you.
But there's still
Yeah.
issues here
Yeah.
in this
Yeah.
system, because then we all of a sudden ran out of room, and we created a shelf. The whole shelf is called QS, meaning quantity smalls.
Okay.
And then you put something there and you try to find it, and it's a quantity shelf, so there's more items than one of the same item, right?
Yeah.
And this actually became a disaster. We've been talking about it to change it within the last couple months, and just stuff keeps piling. So there's no perfect system,
Right.
but it makes it easier for sure if you have it organized. So on this side, you see everything has numbers too. It will say I3.
Okay.
Obviously, it's not a small bin because these are bigger items.
Yep.
So we just designate a cubicle like this on a shelf that we can fit, you know, bigger stuff. But that super easy to find though.
Yeah.
I know if I'm gonna look at I2, I'm gonna come up here, it's gonna be here, you know. So.
Right. And Pete, for your listings, do you put it in the title itself where it would say I3, or do you use the custom SKU area?
Actually, it's in our description.
Okay.
It's on the bottom of the description on every listing. So.
That's smart, because before I knew about that inventory system, when I used to buy stuff on eBay, I would see these random numbers and letters, and it would kind of confuse me if I see it in the title. So I think it's good to kind of hide it in the description section.
So that little, and then it's not so obvious, it doesn't stand out, and people don't really, you know, if you put a bunch of random, because we put who listed.
Yep.
How much we paid for it, what date it was listed on, and the item location. It's all like in the secret code that we put in. So where people are looking at it, they have no idea. But one glance from me or Adrian, we know exactly what's happening.
Right.
That way, I always have a date in there too. That way, I can decide 7 days later, a month later, 3 months later, how long we had that item. Is it time to really lower the price down, you know, to get rid of the item? So it's always good to keep the dates and how much you paid for it, so you can keep track of stuff.
Yeah, that's a great tip right there. I mean, that alone is worth watching this probably 5-hour video, right, Pete?
I mean, you're filming every inch of this shop, so it is.
Hey, how often am I going to come over here? You know, it's well, I might be here again one day. You never know. So.
For sure.
Yeah.
You can keep going.
All right. Oh my gosh, this place is like, Pete, do you know what the TARDIS is?
Yeah.
Yeah, this place is like the TARDIS. I mean, when we pulled up to it, I mean, I knew there were extra rooms in here, but like, I'm kind of scared to go back here, Pete. I don't know. What?
Are you filming right now?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, is that okay?
Like this area right here that we just passed, this is kind of little workshop.
Oh, okay.
That we stuff that we need to fix or work on it, but as you can see, it's being taken over. About the inventory starts coming in here too, because this is already another section that you see more bins numbered. This area is Amazon here. This is stuff that's listed on Amazon, and we do most of the Amazon now merchant fulfill. I do not ship anything to FBA. Okay. We used to do it a long time ago, but now everything is merchant fulfilled.
People are gonna ask why in the comments.
I talk about it quite often on my channel, but here's the thing. I like to have a control of my items. When I send it to FBA, I do not have much control. We do sell, I would say, 50-50 used and new. So yes, there's some items that are good for Amazon, but they don't do good on FBA for some reason. Like tools, for example, I prefer to sell a merchant fulfill. That's just the way it is, and I can easily move the inventory from eBay to Amazon when I'm doing that. I don't know. My personal preference, I think I like eBay personally a little bit better. Yeah. Nothing against sellers from doing stuff on Amazon. Right. It's just my preference, you know. So money-wise, probably about the same when you down calculating everything. You know, I just like having more control over my items and direct contact with customers. You know, you lose that for sure when you're doing FBA. You know. Right.
Well, since you mentioned money, and I only bring this up because you post this and you're open with it. Last month on eBay, right? Just so people get a sense, you made $45K.
No, I didn't make. I sold for $45K. Right. That's a big difference.
Right. You sold 45. Okay, $45K. So, do you have a sense off that? Like, because you clarified in terms of making, what percentage off of that would be net versus gross?
50%, simple.
50%.
That's how we run the things here.
Okay.
That's after fees, shipping, all that stuff. It comes out to about 50%.
Okay. So people are gonna ask about, employees. How many employees do you have? But I could say there's not like this place is swimming with 1 million employees. I mean, you have Vicky taking pictures. You have Adrian, who's your partner. You have another person out there at the cash register. Is there additional support that I'm not seeing that's here that's helping you out?
You're not seeing only one person here right now, which is Nick. We have 3 full-time employees now. And Nick used to be part-time, now he's full-time. So 3 full-time employees, me and Adrian. Okay. 5 people.
And what does the other guy do?
Nick is, I would say, 75% lister on eBay. Okay. And about 25% help in a store. So, Yeah.
Okay.
And he will also buy stuff in a store, but mainly he's a lister.
Right. Okay.
So he shares the duties with Vicky. Vicky's the main lister for eBay, and like I said, Nick is kind of half and half. So
right. So if someone's watching this and they're saying, you know, this is amazing, this is very inspirational, but I'm just one person, or maybe I have a partner, you know, a wife, a girlfriend, or something, you know, what do you think, or, you know, husband, what do you think is a reasonable goal that someone could, you know, take in on eBay? Let's just focus on eBay because that's pretty popular.
Right.
You know, if they're really hustling, working hard, maybe they have a pretty adequate space, they're buying a lot of inventory. You know, what kind of number do you think is, you know, a reasonable goal that they could bring in?
Well, I mean, it's the way I run my business with the shop will be totally different than most people run it, right? Nobody's gonna jump in to operation like this right off the get-go.
Right.
I think very realistic and doable number if you're running, let's say, even solo, but let's say husband and wife team.
Yep.
For doing eBay is about 100 grand a year.
Yeah.
I think very realistic if you put your mind to it, if you learn the steps that you need to learn, what to buy, what to sell, what moves, what not, and also be always prepared that it's going to take time. But it's very realistic that you can do 100K.
Yeah.
You know?
Thanks for that insight, because I know a lot of people ask that kind of stuff, and it's always going to be, yeah.
I'm sorry I'm going to interrupt.
Yeah,
I'll
it's okay.
always stress this out.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen overnight, guys.
Right.
It never does. It
Right.
takes time, takes years. This, what you're seeing here, it didn't happen yesterday. It was years to getting to this point. So when you're seeing a lot of stuff and people talking about, you know, reselling, always take it with a little grain of salt. It takes time, takes experience. Yeah, but you can definitely build it.
And bumps and hurdles along the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
all the time.
Yep. All
Till
right.
this day.
Yep.
Of the inventory that
Okay.
always sits here that we still processing, you know?
Yeah. So this is this
This is
other
still
area.
the Irwin tools and Linux that I bought months ago that we are still processing. It takes time. I still have probably about 5 pallets left of stuff that needs to be processed here.
Now I'm kind of scared. Like, what's going? Is there like secret experiments going on behind here? Or like, you know, is a UFO testing center? Like, what is going on back there? It's like glowing and stuff. I hear
That's
noises.
The other part of the warehouse that we were at.
Oh, okay.
The other side. That's
Okay.
where we have the toys. in this.
All right.
At one point, this was all open to the public here. This
Oh, okay.
was all part of the store, but since we got all these tools here, there was
Yeah.
no any other way of doing this.
Yeah.
It's separating temporary like this, you know. So
Yeah. How much money in tools was it that you bought again? I think it was like what, 100,000 or something. It was like
Well,
40, 50,000. I mean, it was some big amount of tools.
retail wise, it was a little bit over 100 grand.
Yeah. Okay.
Of tools that we bought. But obviously that's retail. You know,
Yeah.
that's not what it's gonna bring when
Right.
we are all said and done. Maybe it will. I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, we sold a lot, we listed a lot, but we still got a lot to sell. So
How much did you spend on it again?
10 grand.
10 grand for, you know, what's retail wise 100 grand worth. So probably,
10 cents on a dollar.
yeah,
roughly.
yeah. And what is the story on this?
So that's my boat. This is a
Oh,
back area
okay.
here. When I keep my boat, Adrian keeps his kayaks here, his motorcycles. They're not here right now because they're being serviced, but yeah, so we keep our toys here.
The guy has enough room for a boat that looks like something from the U.S. military.
It's my baby.
Oh my God.
It's my G3 boat,
It's
my
your-
fishing boat.
It's your G3. Now, does it have like a pet name on the back or something, like, or on the front? No.
Craigslist Hunter.
It is Craigslist Hunter. All right, so we are about to wrap up our day here at the Trading Post. We're going to head out soon to grab some dinner, but I wanted to ask Pete a question I mentioned before, which is if he sells any comic books, because I didn't see any in the store. So, Pete, what's the deal with comic books at the Trading Post?
Super honest.
Yep.
Nobody knows enough about it here to really
Right.
deal with them. That's
Yeah.
why we don't buy them, you know.
Yep.
And you know, as being an expert on
Yep.
comic books,
Yep.
that you really got to know that niche because
Yeah.
there's so much out there
Yep.
that you really got to know what you're looking at.
Yeah.
So we pretty much decided We're not gonna buy it. There's another shop here, locally, very close to us. That only deals with comics. And so I don't want to take his local shop. Been here for a long time. I don't want to take his business away, and I forward everybody there.
That's awesome.
You know that deal that I had a year ago that I almost bought, that storage unit full?
Yeah.
I probably would make some money on it, but I'm so glad I didn't buy it because it's stuff that I don't understand, and even I could bring somebody to help me maybe out with this. It scares me. Yes, it's good to learn, but do I want to learn at the big expense? You should learn baby steps, right? Not buying 50,000 comic books or whatever it was, some ridiculous number.
Totally agree. Totally agree. I tell people who want to get into comic books, if they want to start learning it, buy small collections, a few hundred, no more than 1,000, and try to learn from it that way. You can't start it off with buying a huge collection like that. You're right.
So that's why we passed on it, and that's why I don't have any in the shop. Same thing with sports cards.
Yep.
I don't buy any. We don't know enough about it. The market is so big, and it's like this.
Yep.
So it's scary. Some things I just stay away. You know, there's so much other stuff that I can be selling, so I don't have to deal with stuff that I don't know.
Right. Oh, and hey, so people know if they want to see the little gifts that I got you here from the thing. This is also going to be on Pete's channel, Craigslist Hunter channel. So you should go over there. That's where I originally gave them to him. So if you want to see his initial surprise reaction,
you shouldn't have to do that. But you got me some Syracuse garlic hot sauce, which I love. Everything hot. I got a little chocolate. I love New York chocolate. Awesome. Yep. And the best part is this orange sweatshirt. Hoodie.
There we go.
Yeah, nice there we go. Hoodie with Syracuse on it right there. But I told him right away, if I'm never a fan, I can always use this as an orange color for Chicago beers, right?
That's right. That's right.
So thank you so much.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to hide with that on though. All right, we're gonna go grab some dinner.
Thanks.
Thanks. Okay, well, we are here downtown Chicago, right out front of the hotel. Pete was nice enough to take me here himself. We didn't have time to go out for dinner, but we'll do that next time. And just want to say thanks to Pete for
anytime, man.
For being such a great host and
great time.
We had a great time.
Some great talks, man.
We did, man. It was really a lot of fun. I really appreciate it. And there's going to be some additional content from this visit on Pete's site, so make sure you go check out the Craigslist Hunter channel for more content related to the visit today.
Absolutely, man. Pleasure.
Thank you so much, man.
Great time.
All right. Bye-bye, everyone.
Cheers.
All right.